Again, he paid tribute to Andrew Fortune's victory.
I would like to tell you it was easy. It wasn't. You know, I've learned that to being a good person, you can follow the prophecy, but it still won't take you to the destination. There's got to be a little bit of courage and a bit of determination and passion. I'm overwhelmed tonight. I never had any expectations when I came here. I suppose I have to a degree, but this is just an evening like this to have me say, oh yeah, tonight. How special is that? You know, I can just enjoy the moment. I got so many, you know, I picked that song a year and a half ago to be my theme song. That's how long I decided I want to be South Africa's champion jockey. I'm going to be an example. I got my 2 boys here tonight. That makes me proud. You know what I love today? I can kiss them and I can tell them I'm proud of them. And just be there for them. That's wonderful.
The third would probably be, and the biggest highlights of my night would be seeing Andrew Fortune get his award. Bud, you've truly humbled me. Yeah, my girlfriend and I broke up last week, and she didn't manage to get a tear out of me, but you did, buddy. So I wish you all the best for the future, and it's you really humbled me. Strength to strength for you. Then the second and far more pleasant memory for me was last year at the Charity Mile. I got to support one of the horses, and it was at a moment that I can't remember which race it was, and I was standing in a group of people, and my phone rang, so I answered it. And when I put the phone down, one of the races was getting underway, so I walked off to the guardrail and I stood there, and I leant on the guardrail and I watched these horses come down. And before, I mean, I'd been to a couple of races, and I'd always watched, you know, and it'd been more about the glamour and the different side, you know, the more kind of non-horsey, you know, non-sporting side of things. And as I watched these horses come down the straight, I just had a moment that I kind of felt like I have on the athletics track, where kind of the noises of the grandstand disappeared. And as I watched these horses fly down the straight, one thing came to me, and it was something that I feel in athletics, when your mind and your body have to work together. And the body was these magnificent horses coming down, and the muscles and the kind of, you know, the motion of the horse, but it's the mind behind the horse and the jockey has to work in a close sync with the horse to get the horse to the finish line as quick as possible. And I think at that very moment I was hooked on horse racing. And the next weekend was the 2-year-old sale, the Ready to Race sale, and I went and I bought my first 2 horses, and I've never looked back after that. And I think, you know, in the thank you.
In fact, I remember that occasion quite vividly, because Oscar did come and join us in the Winner's Circle studio, and he was just feeling so upbeat about the Charity Mile, and then he left the studio saying to his manager, Piet van Zyl, he said, oh, I think I'm going to buy a horse soon. And it was 2 weeks later that he purchased his first
he went to the Ready to Run sale. It was Mick's Gosser sale, and he purchased the horse, and Michael as he trains it. So, yeah, full marks to him. Interesting, though, Molly, how many celebrities, and especially the athletes and that are getting involved in racing?
Yeah, well, it's increasing all the time, and you know, we've got soccer guys, and Terry Payne, who loves his racing. Jake White loves his racing. We've got lots of guys now getting involved, and more to it. It's more the merrier.
Well, talking about jockeys that paid tribute to Andrew Fortune, we managed to catch up with Piers Strydom. Undoubtedly, Striker Strydom is one of the best jockeys and greatest jockeys we've ever had come out of the South African Jockey Academy. And he chatted about Andrew Fortune's victory and just how hard it was to achieve what he did.
In horse racing parlance, it will always be talked about as the most tenaciously fought and bravely won championship in the history of the South African jockey's title. And I refer